last year, Lego released the second series of Marvel minifigures. It was a little bit of an underwhelming series in my opinion, but the highlight of that series were these 3 X-Men minifigures. We have Storm, we have Wolverine, and we have Beast. So now that the new X-Men 97 sequel animated series is out, I thought it's the perfect time to build something for these 3 minifigures. Initially, I thought I could build a scene from episode 1 with all the characters, but actually, after looking at the images, it was a not very interesting scene. I'm talking about the battle at the end of the episode 1. So I decided, instead of building habitats, to build some sort of display on a 10 by 10 base. And we are going to start first with Wolverine. Wolverine come actually with this sentinel head as well. So I'm going to change his expression now and suit him up. So for this display, I want to create some very posable action kind of figures. So to do that, I need to remove the legs from the hips of the minifigure, and I'm going to use these brackets to pose them in some interesting pose. So for example, here we have Wolverine that is sort of jumping with one leg up, and I can actually use this minifigure stand transclear to give him a nice pose. So let's say just come and go from cutting the head of this sentinel robot kind of thing. And now at the back, we are going to build a sort of kind of garbage, apocalyptic kind of scene. So I'm going to use pieces like this one. I have some big pieces. I have this road sign that we're going to put there on an angle. We can add a little bit of random stuff to make it look like old and abandoned kind of scene. Actually, if you follow my Instagram, you probably have seen a similar kind of apocalyptic scene that you will see on my channels very soon. Maybe next week. The next video could probably be about the Rogue Olympics, a contest for which I'm building currently. You can follow my Instagram for some updates. And here is kind of the scene I'm going for, to calling a little bit on that battle at the end of episode 1. I'm going to just add some construction piece sitting on top. So this is the final build for Wolverine. We're going to put him on the side, and we're going to move to Beast. So Beast is having his, let's say, lab equipment. So I decided to go for a sort of indoor scene, even though without the walls. Here I have a sort of broken down floor, because I want him to sort of land on a table and break it down and create all these, all the tiles are not connected properly, to make this floor broken up after the jump of Beast. I'm going to again take out the legs, and I'm going to connect them in a way like this to make it look like if he's landing over here, okay? I'm going to add all the items in a sort of flying position. So this one, for example, we can put it over here to make it look like it's flying off the table. At the back, I'm going to add this other part over here, flying off this cabinet that we can also put a little bit open. This one we can give an interesting angle. We can put also some lab coat. Here is a minifigure, sort of scientist torso without the hands that is flying around. And this is going to be connected using a bracket. So we can connect it like this. Sorry, give me a second. We need to connect him over here and over here. We can make him an angry face and make him sort of land over here like so. Of course, we need to make an idea of a broken table. So over here we have a broken side of the table and legs. On the other side, I'm actually using some broken pieces. If you are familiar with the reddish brown old kind, they break apart fairly easily. So I save some of those broken parts and this will make it look like a very interesting broken table after Beast landed on top. Now, to complete the video and the series of these three, we have a very cool minifigure, which is the Storm. She has this very, very interesting cape in white and this sort of electric kind of power blast thingy. Again, for Storm, we also gonna make her go in some interesting pose. So again, we're gonna need to remove the legs from the hips, and we are gonna use a bracket again. So similar pose to the one that Wolverine is having. So she's flying with one leg higher than the other. We can raise the hand a little bit, and later we can pose a little bit the cape as well. The base, again, as I said, is a 10 by 10. Over here, I'm gonna add some transparent parts going all around because I'm using this, I think it's an Ninjago sort of spinning part. First time I use this in a mock, I think, but somehow sometimes I like to pick up a little bit of weird pieces, weird items to then add to my mocks, and usually they are a good source of inspiration. So I'm gonna add all these parts coming off around to make it look like a sort of hurricane. And we have also these minifigure stand, these angle studs stacked together to make it look like they're spinning around this vortex kind of thing. I used this technique before in one of my custom medieval wizard build. Inside, I'm gonna add this power blast. I'm gonna connect them over here and tilt them a bit. So I'm gonna make it look like they're coming off the center over here, something like this, at an interesting angle. And then I have this structure over here with all trans clear headlights and bars and bricks. It's gonna connect over there. And this is where we can connect the bracket for Storm flying over this sort of vortex that she has created. We can pose a little bit the ends and the cape to make this effect even nicer. And then over here on top, I'm gonna connect this structure. I'm using the cloud pieces, but instead of use them like this, I decided to stack them on top of each other, mix them a bit with some gray one, and then have a thunderbolt coming down at the bottom. So this is gonna connect on the side over here. We can adjust the height, we can rotate it a little bit, so it makes it look like we have a big cloud on top of Storm. We can rotate it a little bit so we can have a better view of the figure. And I think it's actually a pretty nice effect and pretty resembling on what she does in the series when she come and gather all the storms and the weather. So let me know what you think about these three minifigures, and if you would like to see more of those Marvel minifigure from the second series from last year. And if you like minifigure stand kind of thing, I'd recommend you to go and check out these builds over here, which are custom wizard that I made for a contest not long ago, and they are pretty interesting builds, some elemental wizard. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Ciao, ciao.